Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video here on the Greg's Sports Podcast. As today, we're going to be doing our NFL mock draft 2.0. We already did our mock draft 1.0. So now I'm going to give you guys my 2.0 mock draft. So let me just share my screen here. Unfortunately, I messed up when recording this. So now I got to change to Pro Football Network. I don't like this one at all. But we're gonna have to use it because I messed up on the other one, and it says retry later. So it is what it is. So we're doing my mock draft. Now, like I said in the other mock draft, we don't do trades here. The team that has the pick is the player. That's the pick they get. No trades. Excuse me. I don't do mock trades. So without further ado, let's start our mock draft here. As number one, we took him last time. Caleb Williams is going to go to the Bears. I think after they traded Fields, it makes it pretty clear that Caleb Williams is their guy. They're going to run with Caleb Williams. So, yeah, Caleb Williams, I gave you my thoughts on that move in episode 1. So, Caleb Williams to the Bears. Number 2, I've been hearing a lot of rumors about it, so why not do it? Jayden Daniels to the Washington Commanders. Now, I think Drake May is a better fit for Washington than Jayden Daniels, but maybe Washington wants to take Jayden Daniels again. I think they go Drake May, but I'm trying to switch it up for these mock drafts. I'm trying to keep it different for every team. So Washington gets Jayden Daniels. They need a quarterback. Mariota, like I said, is not the answer there. So it's either Jayden Daniels or Drake May there. We'll go Jayden Daniels for this mock draft. Number 3, the New England Patriots. They're going to select Marvin Harrison Jr. I know. Again, I'm trying to keep these mock drafts fresh and different. Patriots, maybe they opt to go somewhere else. Maybe they go Marvin Harrison Jr. instead of a quarterback, get the best receiver off the board, maybe even trading up for a quarterback or trading back into round 1 for a quarterback. But that is what we're going to do there for the Patriots. We're going to keep our mock drafts. Like I said, we're keeping our mock drafts very fresh and different. So Patriots go Marvin Harris Jr. Look elsewhere for a quarterback, maybe. Arizona Cardinals. They're going to also take a receiver. We're giving them Malik Neighbors. If Marvin Harris Jr. happens to be gone, Malik Neighbors is the better, or not the better choice, but like the best receiver on the board. That's what I meant to say there. But yeah, Malik Neighbors goes to the Cardinals. They need a receiver. They just lost Hollywood Brown. It's either Harrison or Neighbors, whoever's going to be there for them. So we'll give them Malik Neighbors. The Chargers. I have them taking Brock Bowers still. You can't see it, so let me. There you go, Brock Bowers. I still have them going Brock Bowers. I think Brock Bowers is a great fit for them. But I have been hearing rumors about Malik Neighbors going to charge. Either way, if they get Malik Neighbors or Brock Bowers, I think you can't go wrong with either one. I gave him Brock Bowers last mock draft. We're going to give him Brock Bowers this time. Probably we'll have a different opinion in the next mock draft 3.0. But we're going to give the Chargers Brock Bowers. I'm not going to go too deep. But also, you guys got to keep in mind, T. Higgins is available for trade. So if the Chargers want to go Brock Bowers and trade for T. Higgins, they could do that. But you got to pay T. Higgins, as well as another team we're going to get to later. But yeah, Brock Bowers, I like the pick. I think he's a great fit for that Chargers offense. Number 6, the Giants. The Giants, we're going to give them Joe Alt. For me, for the Giants, there's been a lot of rumors. J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix has been now a hot commodity. If I'm from the Giants, you got Daniel Jones making $45 million. I mean, yes, I think Daniel Jones does suck. I believe Giants fans, I agree with you. But let's be real, Daniel Jones has had no line and no receiver. So I feel like at number 6, you go receiver and a lineman to help Daniel Jones, I guess. Unless you're like, frick it, let's move on from it and you draft a quarterback. I think old lineman or receiver are the best fits there for the Giants. So we're going to give them Joe Alt. Next up, the Titans. We're going to give them this guy, Fashanu. Again, Titans need a tackle. Get Will Levis some help. Get him some protection. We had them taking Joe Alt in our last mock draft, so why not have them take another tackle to get good protection for Mr. Will Levis? I like Fashanu. So, again, tackle for the Titans ain't bad. Atlanta Falcons, we're going to give them Dallas Turner. Again, you can't go wrong if you're the Falcons. You just you just signed your quarterback in Kirk Cousins. If you maybe want to draft one later to be the future, like a Penix, you could do that. But I don't think that makes sense. I think the Falcons are a win now team right now. I feel like they feel it after signing Kirk. Now they get some help on that D line. Dallas Turner gets to say in home, I guess close to home rather. Well, he's from Alabama. I don't know where he's actually from, but he played at Alabama, so he gets to stay in the South rather. And Falcons get a nice DN. We gave him the Dallas Turner to the Falcons last mock draft. We're gonna give him to him in this mock draft, as well as the Bears. We're giving them Rome Odunze. We gave him to the Bears last time. You now add him with Keenan Allen. You add him with who's that? DJ Moore, and you get Caleb Williams another target to throw to. I do think the Bears could trade down in this situation. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. But either way, I think they're going to get, if they stay at 9, they're going to get a good player either way. But I wouldn't be surprised if they trade down. Number 10, we're giving the Jets a tackle, Talise Fuanga. Again, get Aaron Rodgers to protect it. I had a Jet. I made a comment. Some guy had the Jets taking a receiver round one. I put like, if the Jets get a tackle, if they don't get a tackle, Aaron Rodgers is going to get killed. Some Jets fan argued with me if he doesn't get a receiver. Well, let me tell you something, Jets fans. Yes, I hate the Jets because I'm a Dolphins fan. But the Jets, Aaron Rodgers is coming back from he's 39, coming off an Achilles injury. Their O-lines, I don't think it's that good. You just signed Tyron Smith. Tyron Smith's, what, 30, 35? He's in his mid-30s, late 30s, I think. I don't know how old Tyron Smith is, but he gets hurt a lot. So if Tyron Smith goes down, you don't have another tackle option that's going to be good. You draft Talise Fuanga, there you go. And Jets fans, this receiver class is so loaded with receivers. You can get a good receiver in the second round. You guys don't know. Puka Nacua was a 4th-round draft pick. A Jets fan was arguing me, and I wasn't going to engage because I'm a Jets fan. I'm trying to look in the best interest of the Jets. Tyron Smith's old. He gets hurt a lot. Talise Fuanga, there's your guy that goes in. Either way, if Tyron Smith starts, Talise Fuanga can start on the other side. Jets fans, you need a tackle. I'm sorry to break the news. If you disagree with me, let me down below. Let me know your O-line because your O-line kind of sucks right now. You can get a receiver later. Talise Fuanga is the pick there. I'm not going to get engaged. You need a tackle. Aaron Rodgers, 39. Oh, coming off Achilles. If you guys would have drafted the tackle last year, which the Patriots kind of screwed you, Aaron Rodgers probably wouldn't have gotten hurt. But now you get a tackle. There you go. You could go receiver too. I mean, again, the Jets don't have really good receivers, but you got Garrett Wilson. You know, Aaron Rodgers loved Garrett Wilson. That's the primary target. We'll see, but I don't know. Maybe Devontae Adams comes. I doubt it, though. All right, Vikings. We're giving them J.J. McCarthy. I would be shocked. I've been hearing rumors about this, that the Vikings could not go quarterback and instead just roll at Sam Darnold and look for quarterback next year. I don't know the class of quarterbacks next year outside of Shador. Again, Sam Darnold's not it. And if J.J. McCarthy falls into your lap there, you kind of got to take him. I think the Vikings love J.J. McCarthy. I think that's their guy. So I think that it just makes sense. We gave the Vikings J.J. McCarthy last time. I think they need a quarterback. Sam Darnold's not it there in Minnesota. But J.J. McCarthy goes there to learn, I guess you can say, under Darnold. Next up, the Broncos. We're giving them Drake May. We had Drake May going number 2. We have him falling 10 spots. I feel like something's going to happen. I feel like Drake May is going to fall. I hear rumors that J.J. McCarthy might go ahead of him. Jaden Daniels, of course. I feel like Drake May, if there's one quarterback that will fall, it will be Drake May. I do like Drake May. I think I'm a big believer in Drake May. I like him. I liked him at Carolina. He's going to go to Denver. Denver needs a quarterback. Denver needs a quarterback, and he's happened to be here. So we're going to give the Broncos their quarterback of the future there in Drake May. Next up, we have the Raiders, right? The Raiders. We're giving them Q Mitchell. Now, I have been hearing rumors about Penix to the Raiders. 14, I feel like it's too high. I feel like Penix is either going late first or second at this rate. I love Penix. I love his story. He's been a beast. I love him at Indiana. I love them at Washington. Great quarterback. Has injury concerns. But we'll see what happens there. Q Mitchell, the Raiders need a cornerback. We gave the Raiders him in their last mock draft. I feel like Penix would be too high at 14. Maybe they trade, or 13 rather. They trade back. I like Q Mitchell. Gives the Raiders a cornerback. Helps their defense out. You got Wilkins. You got Crosby. Getting that pressure. You now get Mitchell to lock down them receivers. And I'm a big believer in Q Mitchell. I've loved everything I've seen from him at the combine. His play. He's been making great plays. I see him on the film. I love Q Mitchell. I feel like that's a Raiders pick too. Raiders like their, small school type of guys. I feel like, I don't know. The Raiders always have weird first round picks, I feel like. Next up, the Saints. Where is he? JC Latham. JC Latham. Again, the Saints need tackles. They also need a lot. They need a receiver. But again, Derek Carr needs some help. A tackle there. And let me tell you something. The tackles, I thought it was a deep class. I think the tackles are more top heavy instead of depthful, if that makes any sense. So, like, if you need a tackle, the first round is where you have to take a tackle, because if you don't get a tackle in the first round, you're kind of looking at some question mark guys in the second and third round. But don't get me wrong, everyone I root for, but it's an NFL, it's a different beast. But yeah, the tackles are top heavy. That's what I read. I must have misread it. I thought it was very depth. I think you can find depth, but like if you want to tackle, you need to tackle top heavy. So Saints get their tackle to protect Mr. Derek Carr. This Colts, we're giving them Teron Arnold. I feel like the Colts need secondary help, so Arnold gives them a good piece for that secondary. Helps them in the secondary, can be a future stud for the Colts. Seattle's going to take an edge rusher here, and Latu, we're going to give them Latu. I think that's also, it feels like a Seattle pick. I don't know why. Seattle always drafts these weird players. Like they drafted Jordan Brooks in the first round. They drafted Rashad Penny in the first round. I don't know. I just feel like it's a Seattle pick. The new defensive, new head coach Mike McDaniel, former defensive coordinator of the Ravens, likes to build the trenches. So I feel like Latu can be a great player for Seattle, a great addition. I think he could be a beast over there in Seattle. And just Seattle, I feel like Mike McDonald. I feel like him with the Ravens, they build for the trenches. I think he's going to do that with Seattle. So they're going to get Latu to start that process. The Jaguars, getting confused here. The Jaguars going to take Jared Verse out of Florida State. I was reading something about Jacksonville. Jacksonville could go receiver. We gave him Cooper DeJean last mock draft. I've been reading the Jaguars need receiver. I've been hearing the Jacksonville media say receiver, but I heard someone on a radio station, because I don't know how. I seen a clip of the Jacksonville radio station on Instagram. Don't be surprised if they don't go receiver. They're going to go edge rusher. Think about it. They have two guys they got to pay, I think. Josh Allen's one of them. They got to pay him. So if they draft Jared Verse, there you go. You don't have to pay Josh Allen now. They have, Tavon Walker over there. They're going to have to pay him. So they have two guys they're going to have to pay. Now they draft Jared Verse. Now you can pay one guy and let the other guy walk. So don't be surprised if Jacksonville goes edge. I would have gone receiver here, but we're going to go with that guy. We're going to give him an edge in Jared Verse. The Bengals are now on the clock. We're going to give them some defensive help with Brian Murphy. Get the trenches going there for Cincinnati. Byron Murphy. I got Byron Murphy confused with Sweat. I thought Byron Murphy was the big dude. Apparently it was Sweat. Anyway, but Brian Murphy going to clog the middle of that defense, help the Bengals up there. I like that pick. I feel like it's such a Bengals pick too. I don't know. Bengals need help in the defense and interior. Maybe they don't though. I don't know. Who did I have the Bengals take last time? Oh, I had them take him JC. So yeah, Byron Murphy there. The Rams now on the clock. We gave him Nate Wiggins last time. Instead, now we're going to give him Cooper DeJean. Get some help in that secondary. I really like Cooper DeJean. He's a beast. He's a baller. He's a playmaker. He's a game changer. So the Rams get him. I think that's going to be a great pick for the Rams. Get some help in that secondary. I feel like their secondary is very weak. They traded Jalen Ramsey away to my Dolphins a couple years ago, or 2 years ago, I think. Their secondary, I don't think is that good. I think it kind of cost them in the playoffs. Couldn't stop Detroit, but Detroit, they're a run-heavy team. You can't, whatever. But Cooper DeJean's going to be a nice corner piece to them, the LA Rams. Pittsburgh, we're giving them Jackson Power Johnson. I think that's such a Steelers pick. Gives the Steelers help in the interior O-line, gets Russell Wilson some protection. I like that move there for the Steelers. Number 21, my Miami Dolphins. Let me tell you something, Miami Dolphins fans, if any of you are watching. Stop saying we need receiver. We don't need receiver in round 1. We have too many holes. We have the Cheetah. We have the Penguin. There's so many freaking receivers in this draft class we can get. I know Xavier Worthy, Mike McDaniel, if you're listening, you geek. I know we love our speed. Xavier Worthy ran a 4.21 at the combine. Don't need him. We need either, if Byron Murphy's there, you go him. You don't need Brian Thomas Jr. You don't need Xavier Worthy. If you can't pay Waddle, then you could go receiver. But still, you don't need receiver. We have too many needs. And seeing as Byron Murphy ain't there, we can't fill the Christian Wilkins void. Instead, we're going to go with Troy, whatever this guy's name is. We're giving them Troy Fuatwan, however you say. I can't pronounce these Samoans' name. No disrespect to Samoans. I love Samoans. I love The Rock. I love Roman Reigns. I watch WWE. Yes, I just cannot pronounce their names. But anyway, the Dolphins need a tackle, and if there's a tackle there, the Dolphins must. If the Dolphins don't take a tackle, or if Byron Murphy's there and they don't take him to fill that Christian Wilkins, I will be live for the draft on April 25th. I believe that's when the draft is. If the Dolphins don't take either Byron Murphy if he's there, or an offensive tackle, I'm going to go ballistic. If it's an interior offensive lineman, I'll take that. Graham Barney, I've been hearing rumors about him. But if the Dolphins take a receiver or any other position outside of a tackle, if a top-tier tackle's there, I'm going ballistic on this team because I swear to God, we need a tackle. Teron Armstead, he's going to be retiring at the end of this year, I believe. Kendall Lamb, who we just brought back, said he's going to retire. Who are the Dolphins going to have play tackle next year if Teron Armstead, who's been contemplating retirement, and Kendall Lamb already has came out and said that this is his final year, who is going to be the Dolphins tackle next year? Who is going to be the Dolphins tackle next year? Austin Jackson? Yeah, that's one tackle. You need 2 tackles to protect your quarterback. Didn't Tua Tagovailoa, who Tua has had injury concerns. Granted, he stayed healthy all year, but this was the first full healthy year. Anyway, Dolphins, if you don't take a tackle, this guy's going to go ballistic on the draft, and you guys will be able to, if you're watching me live, you'll see my reaction and whatnot. That's my rant of this mock draft. Dolphins better take a tackle. That's all I know. Eagles, we're giving them Kool-Aid McKinstry. Gives them help in the secondary. They need help in the secondary. Slay went down with injuries. Bradbury went down with injuries. Now you add Kool-Aid McKinstry, gives you nice depth there. Howie Roseman, I know he loves his Georgia players. I was contemplating giving him the tackle from Georgia because he loves his Georgia players, but he also loves his Alabama players. Kool-Aid McKinstry there for the Eagles. For the Vikings, we're going to give them Nate Wiggins. They need help in the secondary, I feel like, too. They got rid of Pat Pete a couple years ago. Secondary really ain't that good, in my opinion. They do they have Brian Murphy still from the Cardinals? They probably do. I think it was a 4-year deal. But anyway, you need help. You just need help in secondary. Nate Wiggins can provide that for you. I like that move for the Vikings. The Vikings got 2 firsts. And I think Nate Wiggins would be great for that Vikings defense. The Dallas Cowboys, I'm giving them Amarius Mims. I was contemplating doing Worthy again, given the hometown kid, but looking at the Cowboys kind of need a tackle. They got rid of Tyron Smith. Their other tackles seemingly aren't that good, in my opinion. Maybe I got to do my research, Cowboys fans. Let me know down below, Cowboys fans. But yeah, they need an offensive tackle. And I was saying, like I said earlier, the receiver class so deep. I feel like the Cowboys can get a good receiver later in the draft. You can't get a top tackle. So I feel like Cowboys get a top tackle in round 1. Maybe they go receiver in round 2. Maybe Xavier Worthy still there for them. Do like Ricky Pearsall out of Florida. He seems pretty good. Again, Cowboys need a tackle. They get a top tackle. in the class, and they can go receiver somewhere else. The Packers, we're going to give them Graham Barton out of Duke. I've been hearing a lot of rumors about him going in the first round. Packers do need a tackle after releasing David Bakhtiari, but there's really nobody I would take there. We did give him Troy for whatever his name is, but Miami's going to take him in this mock draft. But yeah, the Packers kind of need help in the O-line. Graham Barton, solid player. Packers fans, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys don't need an O-line. I mean, maybe you go Xavier Worthy in the first round. Maybe go for a receiver. I don't know. But yeah, I think they need help a little bit in the offense line, especially after losing David Bakhtiari. I would give him a top-tier tackle, but there's really no top-tier tackle I would take there for the Packers. But the Packers get help in the O-line department there. Next up, Chop Robinson will be going to Tampa Bay, getting some help on the edge for Tampa Bay. Seems like they just lost Shaquille Barrett. Levante David's up there in age. I don't think he's an edge rusher, though, but he's still up there in age if he's rushing the quarterback. You just lost Devin White. I don't know who else there ends, but you get Chop Robinson to get in there, get some pressure on the quarterback. We did give him Graham Barton in the last mock draft, but not the way the cookie crumbles. We're going to give them Chop Robinson there to help that Tampa defense out. The Arizona Cardinals, I believe, are up. We're giving them Jerzon Newton. Probably butcher that. Oh my God. Is it Johnny Newton? What? Is his name Johnny Newton? Really? Okay, anyway, he D-tackle from Illinois. That's the guy. Jerzon Newton, Johnny Newsom, whatever you want to call him. Again, the Cardinals need pretty much everything. I believe we gave him in our mock draft 1.0 to the Cardinals. Cardinals need everything. I think they're a bad team. They do have Kyler Murray, but that's really it. Newton is going to help them in the interior. They need some help in defense, and they got a good coach. So they get a receiver and a D tackle. I think that's a solid move for the Cardinals in these two mock drafts. I think those are two good moves for the Cardinals. But yeah. Next up, we had the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo. They just traded away Stephon Diggs. They got robbed, and the Texans looking loaded. The Texans look really, really good right now. Man, they're the favorites to win the AFC South. I don't know if they can win the AFC because of Patrick Mahomes, but man, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. They basically robbed the Buffalo Bills, and I believe the Texans don't even have to pay 3 years of his salary. The Bills have to pay all of it. And man, as a Dolphins fan, I'm enjoying the Buffalo Bills downfall. I'm loving it. Anyway, we put my bias aside, and we give the Bills a receiver, Brian Thomas Jr. They need a receiver now with Stephon Diggs out of the picture. Their receiver room, Curtis Samuel, Shakir, and whoever else is in that room. The Bills have no receivers. They don't. And if I'm sorry. I got a notification on my phone there. I didn't know what it was. Anyway, the Bills need a receiver. The receiver room doesn't scare me. If you are a Jets, Patriots, Dolphins fan, you're not scared of the Bills receiver room. Their receiver room is garbage. Not garbage. Curtis Samuel's decent, but like Shakir's been good. Shouldn't say that garbage word, but and if you're a Chiefs or a Bengals fan and you're gonna have to pay the Bills in the playoffs, you're not scared of any of those receivers. But Brian Thomas Jr. is probably the best receiver on the board. Gonna go to the Bills, and the Bills get a receiver, a nice cheap receiver for them. Lions, where is he? Is he not? Darius Robinson, they need help on the edge. They're going to get an edge rusher. I mean, I had them taking Brian Thomas Jr., another receiver, but I think the Lions in this situation, they would pick for need instead of best player available. So they need an edge rusher. Darius Robinson's the best on the board. So we're going to give him an edge rusher. I don't really know much about Darius Robinson. I heard good things about him when I was reading his report. Lions need an edge rusher. Perfect fit. I think he could fit that Detroit team lovely. Ravens, I'm going to Adionne Mitchell. We went Keenan Coleman last time. we're switching it up. We're gonna probably choose different receivers for the Ravens. Adrian Mitchell, I like him. I like Keenan Coleman better, but I think Adrian Mitchell might go higher because of whatever reasons. Because Keenan Coleman didn't run a good 40 time. I like Keenan Coleman. I think Keenan Coleman should go in the first round, but he might not go in the first round because of his combine or his testing results. Anyway, we're giving them Adrian Mitchell from Texas. Hook 'em. I'm not a Texas fan. I'm not a Texas fan, by the way. I just like doing the hook 'em thing. I just like doing hook 'em. I should have done it with Brian Murphy, but I didn't. But Adrian Mitchell going there to help Lamar Jackson out. And then the 49ers, we're going to give them Jordan Morgan, tackle from Arizona, who we gave him the last time. Trent Williams, again, up there in age. You get your replacement now. They kind of maybe need a right tackle too, because Michael McGlinchey, I think last year went to the Broncos and they didn't have a guy to replace him. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. Niners fans, let me down below. Jordan Morgan, you get him to help, and you get probably your Trent Williams replacement if he retires. I don't know if it'll be this year. I don't know if it'll be next, but you get your head start on that. And then finally, the Chiefs. The Chiefs, I feel like this would make them scary. We're giving them Xavier Worthy from Hook'em, Texas now. Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs. That was, oh God, what'd I do? Oh no, I lost it. Anyway, well, I'll stop sharing my screen. But yes, the Chiefs, I have them taking Xavier Worthy. I think this would be a scary move because he ran a beast 40 time 4-2-1. You add him with Hollywood Brown. Now you got your two top receivers, Rashid Rice. Again, I've seen the news about him. I'm not going to go into that because I don't really know much about the situation. And I don't want to give a bad take, if you will. So I'm not going to go into that situation. I hope Rashid Rice, I hope everything's good. Prayers up to him and his family, and prayers up to the family in that car crash. Prayers up to everybody involved. I hope they're all okay. But anyway, we're going to operate with Rashid Rice. He's been there. So now you get Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown, two speedy receivers for Patrick Mahomes. Man, the Chiefs would look scary. They might go for a free-peat if that happens, man. And you have Kelsey, too. I mean, the Chiefs would just be loaded. And I think they would do it. Although I do like Keenan Coleman, I think the Chiefs would just go with the 40 time 4-2-1 at Xavier Worthy's offense and make it very, very dangerous. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is my mock draft 2.0. Let me know down below. What does your team need? Who do you hope your team draft? Did I get your pick wrong? Do you disagree with some of my takes? Let me know down below. If you're a Dolphins fan, tell me why we should draft the receiver instead of a freaking tackle or a D tackle. Let me all that know down below. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I need some education from your teams. You guys aren't giving me any thing about your teams. You're not giving me anything about your teams, then you're going to keep getting my, if you want to call it, bad takes or awful takes or maybe even great takes, But yeah, I'm going to get out of here, man. I'm really looking forward to the NFL draft, my favorite part of the NFL offseason. We will be live for the NFL draft. We'll be live for day 1 and day 2. Day 1, I'm still waiting on getting the day off from work. So that right now, I'm hoping I have the day off and I can come live Thursday night. If I have to work, I'll come live after. It depends what time I work to, but we'll definitely be live for Friday night of the draft. So we're live Friday night for round 2 and 3 of the NFL draft. I hope to see you all there. We're going to have mock draft point 3.0 come out sometime next week. I also have because this video is going up on a Saturday, I have a very fun video planned for tomorrow. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that video. Anyway, I spewed a lot of BS for a couple minutes there. I actually am going to go. Have a great day. See you guys in the next video.